This is SlapFIGHT Double Barrel. This is like the old school style slap tournaments where it's an elimination tournament, and I absolutely loved it. It's the style of slap tournament that I started watching. Like, it was always amazing to me how someone would go through like 3 or 4 matches in an evening and absolutely get destroyed but still make it to the end. In my opinion, this style and this format is way better than some of the promotions out there now. So I really hope that this style and format sticks around because it will make for some fantastic slap moments in the future. So let's get to the breakdown of the tournament. In the first rounds, we have Black Larry taking on Firecracker. Then we have Smoke and Thunderclap taking on Mystery Meat, Smiley taking on Concrete Finisher, and Mallet taking on FPS. So it's going to be a fantastic first round. I won't be reacting to every slap that happened during this tournament, but I will be doing a recap of each round, and we will be reacting to the final round and also to Amir versus Slap Daddy and Frank versus Danny, and at the end I will throw in Chest Chop, which is the newest tool brought in the arsenal at the PLN studio. It may not be new to everybody around the world, but it's brand new sport to PLN, and it's Chest Chop, so don't mistake the imitators because they're already out there. But let's get to SlapFIGHT Double Barrel. It started off where we finally got to know who Mystery Meat was, and it ended up being none other than Raven himself, which was an absolute surprise that I don't think many people saw coming. Not only did he surprise the crowd, but he also surprised Smoke and Thunderclap with this absolutely amazing slap that laid him on his ass. And while he was trying to find his car keys on the floor, he gave up looking for them and he's just gonna buy another car. He tried to smack the stupid look off of Raven's face, but it was ineffective. Raven continued to keep it there. Raven thought Smokin' looked like he needed a really good sleep and landed an absolute cannon shot to the chin, laying him completely out cold. And SlapFIGHT, being the amazing promotion they are, they allowed him to sleep while he's at work. While this was going on, Firecracker landed an absolutely beautiful slap that Larry looked like he thoroughly enjoyed. Firecracker tries to tuck his chin, but Black Larry still manages to hit it, and Firecracker screamed out of frustration. Black Larry and Firecracker commenced to a couple more rounds of absolute war, ending up going to the judges, with the result of Black Larry winning the round. They then had to kindly ask Smoke and Thunderclap to move because the first round is coming up. And to start this off, Smiley finds out that Concrete is a lot stronger than he expected, but he got himself a stepping violation, well, a stepping warning on his first slap. Concrete then followed that up with a good slap of his own, but Smiley ended up catching a flinching foul along the way. But they for some reason decided to give it to Concrete Finisher on the scorecard. These two continued to go blow for blow, no diddy, all the way until the end, and it ended up going to the judges, and what I would say is one of Smiley's best, if not his best performance that I've seen to date. It was a close match and it was fought very well from both sides, but I was very happy when I saw that the judges ended up giving Smiley the win because I feel like it was well deserved. Mallet and FPS was another classic. Mallet starts off by firing a beautiful slap that didn't seem to affect FPS. FPS then fired off a hammer that Mallet just ate, but Mallet needs to be careful with this movement right here so he doesn't get himself an unnecessary flinching. Mallet's second again was a good slap, but just didn't have much effect on FPS. FPS then lands a slap that staggers Mallet back, but Mallet shows that size doesn't matter and he just mans right through it. He then followed it up with a beautiful slap that again just did not affect FPS very much. FPS then followed it up with an insanely beautiful knockout, and Mallet just could not recover, closing out the first round of the tournament with an absolutely beautiful knockout. And FPS also showed how much respect he has for fellow competitors by helping Mallet up. Now, the second round became a little bit of a clusterfuck because Black Larry and Smiley were not able to continue in this round, but there was 2 last-minute replacements that were willing to step in on short notice. So we ended up having Raven versus Texas BDB and FPS versus the Carpenter. FPS ended up making quick work of the Carpenter, only going 2 rounds, and then giving the Carpenter some much-needed R&R, which had him discombobulated and confused, asking what happened, and sir, you just got knocked the fuck out is what happened, giving FPS 2 knockouts for 2 wins in this tournament so far. Raven versus Texas BDB ended up being a surprise banger. Raven ended up having an incredibly difficult match because Texas BDB kept landing absolute sledgehammers up against Raven, throwing him all the way over to the judging table. But Raven returns the hammer up against BDB, and they continue this onslaught of pain all the way until Raven ultimately made Texas BDB tap from slaps, giving him the victory and setting up for an FPS versus Raven final. But before we get to that, we had a surprise slap fight. We have Amir taking on Slap Daddy here as an impromptu pull from the crowd type matchup. It's gonna be awesome. Somebody's going to sleep. I don't think I've ever seen more of a coin flip match, because I'm not saying either one of these guys can't slap. They both just may be competing for the most amount of time spent napping in the ring. That's all I'm saying. So the coin flip is really important in this one. And Amir has won the coin flip, so I have a feeling that John has a chance to increase his amount of time on that leaderboard statistic. Amir has chosen to go right hand, so let's see what he's got for his opening slap.
Gonna make a statement.
All right.
Ooh, and Amir demolishes Slap Daddy. Has him looking like they're about to revoke his GED because his IQ dropped from 3 digits to 2. And Amir hit this man so hard, it knocked the hair off the back of his head. Unbelievable. I didn't even know you could do that. But it was a beautiful slap. Congratulations, Amir, on your knockout, and thanks, John, for competing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done enough recapping of this bracket tournament. It is time for the final matchup of the bracket. It is FPS versus Raven, and this is going to be an insane match. That's all I am going to say. If FPS gets the win in this match, it will show a huge statement and what his capabilities are right now, because Raven retired and gave up the belt. So this is like a non-title, like championship style type match. Like if you do good here, FPS, this shows that you can beat ex-champions. But they have both been through some wars tonight, so it will be interesting to see how that has affected them up to this point. But it's Raven's first slap. Let's see what he's got.
Attention.
Oh my god, FPS is the first person stumbling all the way into a dance. Raven just hit him with an absolute hammer that sent that man on the first train to Boogie Town. But he's back now, and he's not stumbling. And he is ready for his first slap of this finals match. So let's see if Raven's chin has been weakened at all from Texas BDB slaps and the other slaps from the previous matches. Ooh, and FPS just lands a massive shot that had Raven stumbling for a second, but Raven seems to have recovered very quickly. But it was an absolutely beautiful slap. And Raven is recovered fully and ready for his second slap. So let's see what he's got for this one. Is FPS gonna stumble again? Ooh, and FPS is not stumbling. He is full on sleeping. There is no dancing. There's no Boogie Town. He's trying, but sir, you are not getting up. That may be the end of the tournament. Raven may have just knocked out FPS. What an absolutely insane ending. I thought to myself in the beginning that it was either going to be Mystery Meat or FPS that was going to win this tournament. And it ended up being a final with Mystery Meat and FPS in it. This was an insane tournament and I really enjoyed it. And everybody watching, you may want to click the link below and go watch the replay of the live stream because it's well worth watching. I mean, after you watch the rest of this video, of course. Thank you everybody that competed in this tournament, and congratulations Raven on winning. That was, I will say it again, I thoroughly enjoyed that tournament. But now let's get to the Frank versus Steele match and then chest chop. In this matchup, we have Frank the Tank taking on Dangerous Danny Steele. Frank's coming in from Fulton with a weight of 296 pounds, with a wingspan of 69 inches and a hand width of 8.25 inches. Shout out that 69 though. Dangerous Danny Steele's coming in from Ontario, Canada, and that's where I live, and he's weighing 300 pounds with a wingspan of 79.1 inches and a hand width of 9 inches. Ooh, I make bad choices in my life, and I'm glad to see I'm not the only guy from Ontario that does, because Dangerous Danny Steele has decided to take on Frank the Tank in this matchup, which I believe probably walking on Lego or falling on a bed of tacks is probably a better idea than taking on Frank the Tank in a slap fight. But we're going to see. Dangerous Danny Steele has won the coin flip, so he has a little bit of an advantage going into this. He gets that first strike. He did tear his bicep, getting the world record for the hardest slap. So if he's recovered fully, maybe he has an opportunity here to capitalize on that statistic. But we know Frank's got a chin. It may be underneath that beautiful beard, but it's there. Let's see if Frank's head stays attached to his neck. Ooh, and Dangerous Danny Steele delivers an absolutely beautiful slap, and Frank's head did, in fact, stay attached to his neck. And it definitely wasn't from lack of trying, because Danny threw everything he had, including a step into that slap. But now it's Frank's first slap of the match, so let's see if Danny can keep his head on his shoulders, because we know he doesn't use head and shoulders. He has no hair. But now it's Frank's slap. Ooh, and Dangerous Danny Steele is contemplating switching to Drowsy Danny Steele after that slap. Frank delivered an absolutely beautiful slap with a beautiful result, and absolutely destroyed Drowsy Danny Steele. Sorry, I mean Dangerous Danny Steele. Although from this angle, he doesn't look very dangerous. But I mean, maybe when he stands up. And when he does stand up, tell him thank you very much for competing, and congratulations, Frank, on your victory. That was yet another beautiful KO. Continuing with the legendary legacy he has going for himself. It's always a pleasure to watch Frank when he stands up to the barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for titty tapping. Wait, I've just been informed it's called chest chop. But I mean, it would have been a lot cooler if I could say titty tapping. Prepare yourself for chest chop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest creation that JT Tilly has came up with, and like I said before, they call it chest chop. It's where two men basically slap the shit out of each other's chest for 5 rounds until one either gives up or they go to the judges. With it being a slap sport, I figured it'd fit in perfect, but let's see the first slap of the match. Oh my god, that actually sounded like it could have hurt. That was way louder than I expected. Look at this slow-mo. Bro literally did a titty tap. I don't know why we can't call it. I'm calling it that. And I completely forgot to introduce these guys. Gary Graham is the one that looks like he should be at like a Motley Crue concert or came straight out of the 80s in the hairband era. The other guy looks like he could be a guy that lives in the woods, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, and his name is Jones. Other than that, it's now Graham's first slap, so let's see what he's got up against Jones. And I'm not sure, but this may be a violation for attempted titty cupping. I'm not sure the rules, I know as much as you guys, but let's see this slap. Oh my god, I actually cannot believe the sounds these are making. He blew him a kiss, and his belly looks absolutely destroyed. At first, I thought we weren't going to see a knockout, but I mean, if he keeps hitting him with shots like that, that belly's not going to be able to take many. But now it's Jones' second slap. Let's see what he's got this time. Ooh, and another titty tap thunders through the arena. And it caused Graham to start doing a little titty tap tap dance. And he's a little confused because he starts trying to measure height. He then gently embraces Jones and makes sure his neck moves. Literally everybody, including Jones, is confused as to what the relevance of these tests are. Either way, it looks like Dr. Gary Graham is ready for his next slap. Ooh, and he delivers an absolute belly buster to Jones. And those welts do not look healthy. It makes you really wonder what's worse, one of those slaps to the belly or a slap to the face. Jones is ready for his third strike now. Ooh, that one sounded like it hurt for sure. It had one of those hollow sounds. It didn't necessarily sound like a slap. And the face that Graham makes after he receives this slap, you can tell he felt that one. Again, he pulls out the titty tap tap dance. Those handprints may permanently be on Jones's belly. Those are some of the worst welts I've ever seen. And the best part, they're only gonna get worse because he has to receive more slaps, or chest chops, or because I like to say it, titty taps. Ooh, and Jones curls over in pain. Is he going down? No, he mans through it. And he just eats yet another titty tap. But it does look like they are enforcing penalties in this too. They're stepping, flinching, and clubbing, as we can see down on the bottom. And Graham received a stepping warning. So it's good to see that even in a funny, fun sport like this, they still take it very serious. Because, my God, are the facial expressions my favorite part right now. And we all can laugh because we know they are as safe as they possibly can be. And I can't wait for the female division. I heard it's shirts off too. But now it's time for Graham's fourth chest chop. Ooh, and yet again, Jones winces over in pain. He's trying to man through it, but it's really fucking hurting. And I can understand his belly's beginning to look like ground beef. And Jones has now acquired the achievement of a warning for flinching, which in the replay, you clearly see he winces before he's even impacted by the chop. But now it's time for Jones's final chest chop of the match. Ooh, and Jones delivers a beautiful titty tap that sent Graham into an immediate titty tap dance. Graham circles Jones like a fat man circles a cupcake that's trapped behind glass with the intent to destroy if he gets his hand on it. I mean, Graham needs to stop circling him. I'm starting to get dizzy over here watching him. Thank you. Okay, Graham's now ready for his final slap of the match. Or chest chop, or titty tap. Comment down below which one you like better. And like the video if you've made it this far. Ooh, and Jones is manning through it, but that is the look of a man that is happy this is the end of this match. And Jones's belly looks absolutely horrible. I do believe we can say that Graham has officially, not jokingly, gave Jones the belly busters. But let's go to the judges and see who has won the first chest chop titty tap competition. But in my opinion, I think Graham has won this because he's done way more destruction to Jones's belly than Jones did to Graham's belly. And after a long, hard deliberation, they have indeed deemed Graham as the winner of chest chop. And thank you everybody for watching. Thank you JT for coming up with this. Thank you PLN for putting this on, and I look forward to seeing where this goes. You guys are all awesome, and if you want to see more chest chop, then smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.